Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Humankind, where honestly I don't know how well things are going. I was saying last time that I felt like we were doing pretty well based on like star and fame movement, but I am looking at this map and the number of cities and the amount of territory that are controlled by the various players, and we're doing better than yellow, I guess. Where's yellow at on the... Yeah, okay, yellow's behind us. And I think they're way behind us on fame, but I think they're 3 stars ahead of us. I think they're in the current era, right? I guess we can actually check that. Yeah, they're classical. So they're 3 stars ahead of us and 100 fame behind. Like they're probably out of the game. Their situation has become untenable. We, on the other hand, could still 10 potentially. 10ing's on the table. So what we need to do right now is, I guess, just keep on keeping on. I know that's not like a real plan, but we got to build some industry output so that we can build the statue of Zeus. We got to build some money output so that we can keep pushing toward those very valuable merchant stars that seem to be just like increasingly absurd values as the game goes on. And we got to get our technology right such that we can go potentially settle on that other continent. Trade expeditions probably following hydrology pretty quickly here. And then like standing army obviously is valuable to some extent, less so because we do not have iron ourselves. But it probably should wait because we want to be sure we get out there first. The thing is, right now, the basic trade expedition ships are not going to allow us to actually reach the other continent, right? Because we can only travel at maximum 4 spaces. 2 spaces, and then we get the deep water warning, and then another 2 spaces, and then the ship is dead if it's not in shallow water again. So I guess the deal is we're going to go out here. We're going to use this ship to search for a place where the shallow water is close enough without access to the lighthouse. It's a tall order. It's a big task. Oh, also, we have money. We should spend this money on districts and whatnot. So we definitely had 40 stability incoming from units before. I'm not exactly sure what I did to make that happen. It definitely counted more than 1 army. Let's go ahead and buy this and then see what the stability value is at the beginning of the next turn. And I think I was gonna just have you build another industry district over here, honestly. It's like, this is the city where we build all the things very quickly. And those are 1,000, so that's not too bad. That's not too many turns worth of money making to just buy districts out. And then obviously, the armies, for stability purposes, that's a patch. Once we get the statue of Zeus down, stability in Sidon will be wonderful. So hopefully we get there. Hopefully that works out like that. So are we now trending toward the higher value? How did I get it to count 2 stacks of units last time? I wonder if it's like, I wonder if it counts units that are in any district attached to the city. Like if we put the units up here. I have no idea. But I feel like it definitely was tracking 40 stability worth of units at some point. I remember this. Hopefully not falsely. Okay, that's interesting. That's closer to the yeah, we'll head over here. That's closer to where we're coming from. I'm just gonna have y'all chill out here for the moment. And your job, I guess, is just to live up here in the north and grab curiosities as they spawn. I don't know. My default assumption has been that curiosities will not spawn on tiles that are visible to a player. That may not be a safe assumption, actually. Also, what are we using influence on now? We can do this thing every 10 or so turns, I believe. And I guess we may as well, if we don't have any other purpose for it, we may as well pour this into money production, even if it does not necessarily produce a ton of cash. Like, obviously, what I would love to use it for is expansion, but we're talking about a pretty long way off there. This resource is not discovered. Oh, I'm not allowed to invest in that thing because I am not... I do not yet have the skill for it. I kind of wish that all the tooltips would pop up and stay over people's stuff. Right? Because I don't want it to mouse over all of these. Okay, we'll just throw down on this porcelain, which seems to be the highest value. And it does it completely silently. There's a very small graphical effect, but if you're not really paying attention, it's super easy to miss. So we'll probably be able to buy that out next turn, given 160 plus the reduction from it actually building. And I already built the fountain here, so actually this city's in a small amount of trouble. But we really need the industry to get the Zeus thing going. I had a whole plan here, and now it is apparently shot to hell. All right, let me try some. Let's experiment a little bit. I'm going to send this army up to another district that is owned by the city, and we're going to park this army in the city. I wanted to move this army because, first of all, I wanted to keep the military unit near the front, as much as like I do not expect to be attacked from this direction, but also because this army moves faster across weird terrain because there's not a warrior in it. So, like, does that... I could sit in the administrative center, I guess. We have enough movement for that. That hasn't affected it. We'll leave them there for a turn. We'll see if starting the turn there makes a difference. Okay, first to discover Mount Vesuvius. 30 science, certainly very welcome. This is going to be just a little bit too much to cross still, I think. That's a real shame. All right, what do we got here? The large number of farming districts has led to a blossoming of knowledge of plants for health, sustenance, and medicine. With the Empire at peace and stable enough to support such a move, never before has there been a better time to make official the status of your most learned brothers and sisters. Do I wish to found such a caste? We could choose to focus on combat strength. That feels out of character. Or we could do this thing, and this time taking a point of progress does not reduce our faith output, so I think I will, in fact, do that. Speaking of our faith output, we are at 19 of the 25 believers that we would need. And it looks like we are not overwhelming anybody. So, like, how many people have taken... Okay, 3 players have taken level 2 tenets. Or level 1 tenets, I guess. You don't start with a tenet. None of them have taken abstain from intoxicants, which I think is actually probably the best one. Seek wisdom can be very good depending on your sort of your position here. Influence on mountains. Stability on rivers is also actually very, very good. Food on coastal water and lake tiles would actually also be very good for us. I think we're built in such a way that these two are both extremely strong. And I would like to get there while one of them is still around, hopefully. The good news is it seems unlikely that yellow's going to be taking a religious tenet, so mayhap it is in the cards. So like I said, let's try to get trade expeditions going. Yeah. Is the city reading more stability yet? It is not. In fact, things are going the opposite of that away. Well, obviously, a 5 stability district. Oh yes, that's right. We completed the research that gives us access to the next stability building. As much as I want this thing done, I feel like we should probably get the aqueduct out first, and then we'll finish the other district, and then we'll do the wonder. Probably So yeah, them starting their turn in a district owned by the city is not working. I swear we saw plus 40 stability from units at some point last time, but I really have no idea how this specifically works. You know what? There's a book in the game that's supposed to explain the mechanics to me. Maybe I should look at that. Maybe that's a good idea. Also, it'd be helpful if I knew how to spell words. Okay. Stability is required as cities get larger. Stability changes over several turns, right? But we're not seeing a change in the target value. It actually, in this section, does not mention that units provide stability at all. Hold on, there was another stability entry in the glossary. Okay, extremely not useful. There's one more hit coming back. Hello, I'm a beginner and I need to know how to fix my stability. Okay, no, not a lot of description of this mechanic. I gotta tell you, so far I have felt that the encyclopedia is a real bummer that does not do the things I need it to do. Oh, heartbreaking. No, wait. Right here we have an active connection. Okay. Well, we're working on the tech, right? We're barreling through. We are doing it just as fast as we possibly can. So very hard for me to imagine that we want to build the Wonder before pushing on the old watermill. Both here and in the... It's less good in Sidon. Sidon has only 3 tiles of river, whereas obviously Byblos is all rivered up between the various things. I think at the moment we are saving money for this. This is the only thing we are interested in spending dollars on. Because boy, do we need it. It's bad. The situation has gotten very serious on account of someone's mismanagement of our districts. And I don't think we should, it's not beneficial to like point fingers, obviously. We should all just accept that bad things have happened and look toward solutions for those things. Sort of like blame neutral solutions. Anyway. Does it make sense to bump bodies over to production? Probably. Probably, though, leave this here so we get the birth next turn and then move the new person over to that. Yeah. No, I know. I'm doing a wonderful job. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the dollars, friends. Yellow has become suspicious of me. I do not care about this. Ah, sweet, sweet progress. Okay. Now we will be allowed to start building districts again. Of course, that district is going to drag us downward to some significant degree. So the next thing we're spending money on is the watermill. The watermill is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10... 11, 12, 13, 14. So the watermill's 28 additional industry. It's almost a 50% boost to the city. And then it is time. Then it is time for the Zeus. All right, so this person is our immediate harbor and go explore that other island person. And this is kind of perfect, actually, because this little island gives us just enough of a bridge to be able to reach this landmass, which I bet is I bet this is the real landmass. I guess we need to explore that more thoroughly. Went ahead and made an entire one emblematic unit, but you know what? It's changing our lives. It's a big, important deal.
For both of our aspirations.
Into it. You know, I should have extorted them. I should have made them pay for that. My excitement to not be attacked by people should not outweigh my greed. If we're gonna play this Merchant Star game, I gotta get a lot greedier. So the city is doing everything. Yeah, okay. That city's population is basically locked, I think. And I am just going to go ahead and put this down and start it. And it sort of doesn't matter where it goes, probably. It exploits all of the resources of the tile that I build it on. So if there is a tile around here... Yeah, like that one. That one's fun. That has 3 science on it. 35 turns. It's, you know... It's not a real value. Don't worry. Don't panic. Don't panic, me. Calm down. Would everyone who is me stop freaking out? So you're good. You just live here for the moment. And you know, in theory, like we're continuing to make progress toward a whole bunch of stars here. We're doing our science, we're doing our influence. I'm working on builder stars, but all of the values are pretty far up. Doing my level best over here. Plus, this is going to put out a bunch more faith, which is going to help us with the forcing our religion on others thing. Now that's interesting. Well, I mean, we're over here. I guess let's check this one out. Mayhap we have discovered like an archipelago. I have open borders with Pink, right? Yeah, we're in an alliance. Of course they're going to let me sail over here. Now, the tricky part is potentially like... Well, you know what? Even with some turbulence on the way, we'll be okay. Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Everything's fine. So I think this should be the turn we can rush through that and then throw you on this. 16 turns is a lot. But as we acquire money here, we can potentially like buy out extra districts and stuff. Yeah, I don't think it necessarily makes a ton of sense to push for the water wheel in Sidon. Obviously, after this, we are going to want to get the other level of irrigation for the capital as well. I mean, like, look, I'm not nervous that blue is keeping military units all up in my territory, obviously. Why would I be concerned about that? I just think that we should have some people nearby, you know, in case their people get bored, just somebody to talk to. You know. I want to be emotionally supportive of my friend over there. The Greeks feel differently about me again.
To what do I owe the pleasure?
Still hesitant. Militarily, they're showing up as weaker than we are, which is really impressive considering that I believe our entire real army is a single warrior. Okay, I was going to say, oh, it's one of these regions, but these land masses are a little bit larger than some of the island regions we were seeing last time. So we're 3 turns off of the tech. I literally can't bump more people to science there. If I just took a quick break from this, it doesn't even change the industry output or the number of turns on that thing that much. And this actually makes a difference in the birth rate. Okay, we're gonna focus up because like now that we have the situation, I want to make use of it immediately. So yeah, not a lot of curiosities or anything spawning over here. In Sidon, work is proceeding on the magnificent new wonder. But a terrified citizen has approached your court to tell you the city's head priest intends to bury alive 100 random citizens. Right. That's not great. Please don't. I think endorse is, well, you know, it's a lot of faith. Stop, unfortunately, lowers our faith output, which I think is actually quite bad. And the sacrifice will be of animals, not of people. But for being spared, the citizens will pay in military labor. So I don't think we necessarily get a lot of benefit out of that. This is basically just -5 food for 10 turns in Sidon. What is Sidon's total food output right now? 13. So that's a pretty significant hit. But, like, it's not more significant than losing a point of population, I think. You can tell that the developers have a certain view of religion. The sorts of things that, like, what is the actual names on it? Tradition. The tradition versus progress bar, like, the way the events are crafted very clearly is like traditions maybe kind of real dumb, and like, listen, I get it. I think my views are sort of aligned with what the developers' views seem to be on this subject, but it does feel a little bit like they're picking on tradition from time to time. All right, let's get this done. That is where we got to leave it to get trade expeditions on this turn. The Teutons feel different about me, but in a good way.
Empire is an enigma.
It's true. I've always said that about my empire. People buying access to all of my stuff. Okay, so you can now get in the water. Wait, I thought the point of a harbor was it was allow me to embark without any movement point cost. Oh, but I built my harbor on top of a reef. Well, that's not like my finest moment. All right, yeah, it probably is better to just get in the water over here. Yeah. I did in fact build my harbor on top of a reef, so that tile still has a movement cost of 4.
Come over here.
Man. Whose bright idea was that? All right, I think I do want to head north and see about stuff up here. That I think is the more important direction. So we should probably at some point pick up standing army, but I kind of want philosophy now for the city cap. And of course, you know, like, research district is not a trivial thing. So as we approach 906 gold, 906 money rather, 1287. Okay, I think if I let this run for a single turn, we'll be able to buy that out next turn, and then that'll another 15 industry for the pile, right? Okay, that helped. The Morians are not at war with me. That it's still showing us messages for our allies losing war support on account of the alliance.
Shall we try? Gladly.
I'm cool with that. You and I can trade strategic materials. I see no danger there. Let me just sell you the arms that you may one day use to kill me. All right, well, let's not end this turn in deep water, because I do want to end next turn in deep water. So you're going to get in the water. It's a little awkward because we do need to leave from this tile, but this tile is a reef, so that's going to be an entire turn's movement. Sidon's population is all screwed up on account of the food penalty. It turned out to be -1 population either way. So, like, do I want to maybe... Yeah, they can come over here and grab this. I guess, actually, getting in the water over... Yeah, you know what, whatever. It's fine.
And heat.
Okay, we found a boat. That kind of rules. It's a Pentecoster, which is not awesome. But we know of a place where we can use an extra shallow water ship, so I'll take it. Yeah, the reef situation around here is really weird. Alright, let's get you up there. Y'all are in the water. In recognition of your elevated status on the world stage. Okay. Elevated, you know, it's a sort of a squishy word. It can have a lot of different meanings. A great artist has been accompanying you and your retinue. All right, they made a tapestry. What are we doing with this tapestry? I don't think that hanging it on the outer walls of the palace really makes a lot of sense for us right at this moment. We could divide it up and give it to all of our armies. Also, kind of doesn't make a lot of sense. Or we could sell it. Does risk angering the citizens. It's only 150 extra money. It does give us some movement toward individualism, which is a thing that we do want. I'm very worried about the fact that if this triggers another narrative event, that narrative event is going to have minus stability as a cost, right? The citizens being angered, that's the way they're going to represent that. And minus stability is a real problem for me right now. I guess the Zeus statue's on its way to being finished, though. We're going to go ahead and take this. The Imperial coffers need the coin. They don't need the coin. The Imperial coffers want the coin. I'm a big fan of coin. So we're getting through that first star. We're getting toward that first star pretty at a pace, certainly. Gosh, I hope the faith pressure, we're doing well on faith pressure here. 337 versus 162. So an additional, 40? It's not gonna overwhelm them by itself. I don't know. We'll keep working at it. But as the population in our empire rises, at the very least, we are getting more followers from that. Although it's not rising. Oh, that's a problem too. Well, we'll get our artificial reservoirs up. That'll help. We're gonna have to just build more farms, though. Anyway, we got plans. We got things that we're doing. The Morians have moved up to the medieval era. Yep. And I'm over here. I'm over here at 0 stars in the classical era, where our pace is going to be a little not ideal. All right, so you just end your turn there so that you don't die horribly. We must leave from this tile. This is the only way this works. Okay, that's cool. That's good value. The citizens are proud and blame you. Wow, 50 stability. That's a lot. You thought you'd sold the magnificent tapestry to a discreet buyer, the one who was going to add the piece to their private collection and let only a select audience lay eyes on its majesty. How wrong you were. Somehow the tapestry ended up in foreign hands, hung on a distant capital's inner city walls, where it was pilloried and defaced. Apparently one scene showing you addressing your people has been used as target practice. Several throwing knives are lodged in your chest while an errant arrow sticks from your eye. I feel like my people need to grow the hell up. So we got a bunch of extra value. Oh, right, because the aqueduct. But even with the aqueduct, how did it end up back at... Oh, right, because the other 50-point penalty wore off. So what we're doing here is we're just repeatedly cycling which 50-point stability penalty we're suffering under, which is, at the very least, it's sustainable. Yep, and we're right at the edge of our ability to support new bodies, which is a shame. Wow, people are really willing to pay for my resources. Okay. I'm cool with that. Go ahead and buy access to my everything, please. Take my strategic resources, please. All right, you're going to do the same thing. I wonder if individual AI players are putting up those markers as signals to the other AI players. So hey, look, you could buy access to this. Because that's a weird system, but it's comprehensible, right? So this is that same 28 food. That's going to be way better than building a farmer's quarter. So 1282. Okay, we'll just go ahead and buy that out next turn. All right. That will help that city. In fact, that will help that city birth a new person immediately. No, we should probably keep full research, actually. Yeah. Okay.
Something to make our affairs more civil?
Open borders from blue. That's interesting because they don't need open borders right now. They're expansionists. So this is basically just beneficial for me. I accept. Maybe they're planning on changing cultures to a non-expansionist culture soon. Are they at a... No, they're at 0. I wonder if they just this turn picked a new culture or something. I guess we'll find out. So you're just going to keep looking around, keep not finding anything, it looks like. Eventually, we're going to like Hamlet over here and then build science districts around these all these pools. Hooray, we did it. Survival. Now, the bad news is it doesn't actually look like this is all that valuable of a region to settle on. I think we probably will drop an outpost here, but like, look at how soft these tiles are. And no rivers or anything. I think my intent is outpost here. This region's adjacent to that region. Hope that this region has a better settling location on it, and then we just attach. And hopefully Pink doesn't get too cross with us about doing stuff on their border. Also, we continue to accumulate resources and whatnot. We're going to get that science star pretty soon. And then only be a very large number of stars behind everybody else. But, you can't say that we're not doing better than the last game. We very clearly are. So that's something. That's gotta count for something. So yeah, the thing that makes sense here is to get on land, drop the outpost. Boy, I don't even know where. I guess it really doesn't matter. All of the potential locations are garbage. And then I guess let's pick up bronze working. So apparently we're going to have the opportunity in the near future. So this city is still doing badly on food. We'll get there. If I were to put down another farmer's district, the thing is, this city really just doesn't have any place to do a thing like that. Like, our food output is just really weak. And there's... Yeah. We do need some kind of real solution. I mean, this gets me 6 food plus a farmer slot plus another river tile to further improve with the second level of this thing. So, something, I guess. Oh, sorry, I was supposed to finish that. It turns out not to have made much of a difference. But if I'd bought it earlier, it totally might have. I forgot that after we got the fountain, we were going to do that. So I think I'm going to put down the outpost just like somewhere around here. 3, 6, 6, 8. Like 4, 4 is awful. Right here's not so bad. I'm going to do it right here. I'm just thinking about like the next turn we get in the water right there. And then we can sail across from there, right? 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah. Yeah, that's safe. That works.
Fall in. Ready all, row.
Well, I do believe we have found another real landmass, and it does appear to be uninhabited. That said, this island over here doesn't actually seem to be much better of a settling location than the one I don't want to settle in already. We could run around in Blue's territory looking for curiosities and stuff, but I bet Blue is vacuuming them up pretty effectively. My guess is probably not actually worth the trouble. We're still a mere 3 points of population short, and this city is once again pumping out the population points, so that should be... It shouldn't be too long from now. The Boar player has gained reputation as a thief. Is Thief one we've seen before? I don't know if we know Thief. Wow. That's a lot of money. Kind of wish I could set up like a patrol route, like waypoint it, and just have them loop it over and over again. All right, I think this guy's got that shore covered. Let's turn the Pentacoster around, or Pentaconter rather, around. So yeah, just get back in the water. Hooray, a star. We're doing it. We're living the dream. So with this here, okay, I cannot use influence to buy out the thing until after the outpost is created. But I think we probably will use influence to place a harbor and to buy this, right? We're about to have that wonder. It's getting so close. Let's look up around here first just to see if we see any strategics. Valuable information for later. Your merchants trek the world. That's, yeah, true-ish. So, what is this one? This is a science gainer. We definitely want to turn influence into science here, for sure. So, +1 science per researcher is at the moment just going to be like 4 science, right? But it has some possibilities for later. This is a much, much greater amount of immediate science, but we then have to secure quite a few moves toward tradition to get our faith back. And I feel like we're pushing really hard on that faith threshold right now. Like we're in a place where it's not, in theory, impossible for us to start overcoming the AI's faith pressure. I think. So I am reluctant to lose it. We would gain a little bit of stability, but we're not really going to need stability. We're going to generate some extra faith from these. Okay. All right. I think this is worthwhile. What is my number of trade routes? There is a way to see that, right? No, pink is over-culturing me again. That's an annoying problem. Why are you trying? Oh, right, because you also have that 50-point penalty. 4 more turns. Okay, not a big deal. 22 trade routes. 19 more trade routes. Total science output right now is 43. Yeah, wow. Wow, that's a change. Yup. Okay. Let's go ahead and grab this, and then we'll figure out other stuff later. Okay, the first version of this thing is all the way in Era 3. That I had great concern over that. You know what I still don't have is organized warfare. Give me the wheel. Give me. Okay. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff to catch up on. This is good though. It'll give us an opportunity to grab a bunch of research stars. All right, cool. People buying access to expensive resources. Gotta love that. Okay, so we'll probably put down another outpost here, and this will be more of a situation of like city on the mainland, and then connect, maybe? We certainly have time before Shaw becomes an outpost. We're not really like losing anything by not being able to connect it to... Oh, no. Changed my mind. Ah, damn. Too late.
Something to make our affairs more civil?
Very well, friend. I will take this seriously.
The thing is, my maps have considerable value at this point. I think I refuse. The thing is, if I refuse, it's going to generate a grievance. Right now, we're friends. I am much less powerful than they are, but strength comparable. Is a weird... That's a very strange way of expressing that idea. If I give them access to my maps while they're expansionist and they have... Yeah, we cannot do this.
You must be out of your mind.
They forgave the grievance immediately. Beautiful. Could not have gone our way any more than it did there.
Over this way.
Absolutely wonderful stuff. So we should trek the coastline now, because now we're seeing water curiosities that we can actually do something about.
Ready, all, throw. Got it.
So it will be fastest to get up on land and run across the land to the other side of the landmass, and then yeah, cool. And then just get back in the water over there. A player that I don't know feels differently about me, eh? I wonder what occurred. What kind of thing has happened?
At the catch. Ready, all, row. Yes, sir.
Okay, there's something up there. The struggle for dominion. The capital is the Empire's true seat of power. In some ways, kind of depending on what you mean by power, you know, it's kind of sort of a loose definition. I am not going to make this choice yet. I don't see a lot of benefit to it. Oh, actually, you know what? I should look at the Okay, so this bumps us to more influence from our emblematic district. This bumps us center. So small council is definitely more the thing I am trying to do. And that's a change that would be meaningful immediately, and I don't think 5 points of stability matters to us very much. Yeah, alright. The extra influence production may be very quickly relevant, it turns out. Obviously, the construction of... where do I really want to put this? Because, like, we kind of want to put it next to a... artisan's quarter, but also, it is certainly not great to build it on a river, given our river upgrades and stuff. Yeah, I guess up here just kind of makes this a market area, which is fine. The tiles here only have one point of food on them. I think that's a reasonable thing to do there. And in fact, I am not going to just buy that out. Never mind. I am a single dollar short of buying that out. Okay, well, is what it is, I suppose. But I'll tell you, what it is a huge bummer. Uh-oh. What's up? I don't know. Okay. We could be buying access to an awful lot of resources here instead of using all of our money to rush production, but I don't feel bad about the way we're doing it. Like, we have a lot of production that needs doing, and our cities just do not build fast enough for my taste. But I guess the earlier we get those resources bought out, the more beneficial they are. Okay, at least found a river. Oh hey, this territory has iron. Okay. Yeah, cool. Sadly, There's nothing else going on here. This place is just garbage aside from that. I'm gonna go ahead and buy this out. I think we're desperate enough for food. We can also make a +7 food. It sucks that this is a basic harbor now. Like this got less effective. That's kind of a weird impact of the emblematic district system. Huh. Wait, is it gonna let me build a harbor? It is gonna let me build a harbor in districts where I already have my emblematic. I guess, okay, that's gotta be a bug, right? There's no way they want that to work that way. But a farmer's quarter is cheaper and more productive. So if I want to keep generating food for this city, which I absolutely do, then we got to do it this way. Yeah, okay. So where are we going to put down the thing? Over here. The Teutons feel differently.
Tell me about yourself.
I have concern. They are no longer reliant on my resources, it looks like. They must have figured something out. So 9-6. I mean, we want it to be industry heavy. I'm going to put it down over there. We cannot reach that safely with transport ships right now. I wonder if I spend some gold buying resources from them, I wonder if they'll, or some money rather, I wonder if they'll chill out a little bit, if they will consider that to sort of like bond us a little bit more closely. In the breadbasket city of Sidon, is that what it is? Local priests with knowledge of the calendar have gained much influence via their ceremonial duties, which dictate the sowing, planting, and harvesting of the crops. Bedecked in flamboyant gowns and headwear, they make charismatic figures, and are well respected for their insights that have ensured healthy harvests. Now they wish to bring the ceremonies to the capital for a price. What say you? Brilliant leader. That's a pretty good outcome, y'all. Moves the economic axis in kind of the wrong way. We just humor them? I don't know if that makes sense. But Sidon does need the food. And this pushes our economic axis in the direction we're actually interested in. Or we can burn them alive. For what? But to what? Like, who is going to pay a point of population rather than 80 money? I guess, okay. If your city that this event triggers on is right at the edge of its ability to support people, then I guess this is kind of not a cost at all, right? So there's that. But yeah, Byblos can eat 5 stability. Sidon desperately needs the food. This is the right way all the way around. Okay, next turn we could rush that. Or I could just go to blue and purchase some stuff from them. Let's see if we can make some trade happen here. So +1 food per farmer per coffee that we have access to is certainly, yeah, that is certainly of value to us. So right now we have 6 main plazas or administrative centers versus, I think, 4 of these, right? We have 1 harbor in the main city, 2 harbors in the other city, plus those special harbors that count as market quarters. Plus, we have already completed 1 emblematic district from our new civilization, but we're about to get a second. The gemstones are probably better than the porcelain. The salt is also good. Oh, the saffron is also good. I cannot afford to buy. Wow. How expensive would that be? I wish I could see the price. These we could do. Yeah, wow. A lot of their resources are very expensive because the trail to deliver them is very long. Stuff that's near the coast won't be so bad. I'll buy access to that as well. And the salt is borderline free because it's 3 tiles away from one of my cities. Okay. Okay, let's do some of that and hope that they wish to maintain that trade income enough to not attack me. Granted, we're working on getting some iron, but they're they're in a position where if they attacked us, they would win, I'm sure. Yep, we're starting to have some problems here with the cultural conversion. Starting to have a lot of problems with cultural conversion.
Sovereign.
Okay, Yellow's feeling hesitant about me. I only sort of care. And I guess y'all can just do the circuit again? There's not really much else for them to do. We're gonna get to this tenant. Let me run all of our exploration moves here.
Blades in the water. And heat.
What is going on there? Huh. It is not the case that all reefs have science on them, right? Ah, there's a difference between a coral reef and a reef. I guess being a person who does not boats at all, I don't really think about... Yeah, but those things are different. Okay. 4. So, okay, cool. It seems like probably we as the 4th religious player are also kind of the last religious player, probably. So plus industry on forest or woodland is great. Plus 2 food on coastal water is also great. And remember, the harbors are working like all of the coastal tiles within 3 tiles of them. So this is going to be quite a lot of food for both cities. How much forest do we really have? I mean, obviously, the capital is heavily forested. This area around here is all woodlands as well, though. As is all of this stuff. As is a great deal of this stuff. I mean, look at all of the beautiful trees. So, new city, we have no idea. Well, I mean, new city, we know we will have harbors, and as such, we will have access to all the food from the coastal tiles. Even here, though, I put down amidst a lot of forests. I think we're going to take this again. Reap nature's seas with next season's harvest in mind, not tonight's meal. I wonder if the different tenets have narrative events associated with them. I think it makes a lot of sense for them to. I think I am gonna. Sorry, I'm being so torn here, but I think this is actually an incredibly important choice. I'm gonna choose abstain from intoxicants. It's so hugely beneficial for all of our currently extant cities, and it's gonna be relevant later too. Yeah, it's good. It's very good. It's the right move. It's the right move. Okay, so pumping out food, pumping out population. Our progress toward the population stars had frozen pretty badly there for a while because of the extreme lack of food capacity. Not food production, but food capacity in my cities. We're on our way to the next builder star. The next merchant star is a little bit away. We're definitely progressing more slowly than I am comfortable with. Oh, stuff's happening. Exchanges between the people of this city and its neighbor. Would you just like masonry? Yeah, I'll unlock masonry for less than a turn worth of money, right? That seems like pretty obvious. So that's a cool osmosis event. We want to have trade routes running. Ooh, okay. I had not thought about that prior, but I wonder if that is in fact related to the trade routes. Is Blue running trade? Like, are they buying stuff from me? They only had one trade route running out of Sidon before. And 2, okay. So yeah, maybe it's not just proximity, it's not just cultural exchange, it is specifically trade that causes osmosis events? Potentially. This one is different. So, sorry, take me to this. They want to swap me from what I have now, customary laws, over to codified laws, which will mean that we end up all the way over here. I do not wish to do that, in fact. The old 50-point stability penalty wore off, so I guess we can afford to get a new one for the moment. But we really, really, really need to get cultural output in this city up. Does this give culture? Nope, just faith and stability. Okay. So, you're actually cool and level now. Which actually makes me want to build an Obelisk of the Gods here. Does it exploit? It does not exploit, so we should just build it on some tile that's kind of not doing anything out in the middle of nowhere. And if I had one more person work on this, would it get done in one? It would not. Okay. Then don't bother. We'll get that out. I know we can burn population to build things faster now, but I think that's probably counterproductive. Yum. Carcasses. Carcasses full of money. Wait, is this a new one? No, okay. I just had not acknowledged that thing. Blue is gearing up for war.
You intrigue me.
Hey, what a surprise.
Let's talk.
Sorry, you're not getting out of this that easily.
If that's how you want to play it.
Our avatar reflecting my nervousness. Hey, Pink. Could we have a quick talk about that
All those
iron?
of honest intent may have my ear.
Yeah, that's me, probably. Oh, this is the faraway iron. Is the close iron... it's not much cheaper. Because they want to run it to their city and to the harbor, and that... Is that really faster? Okay, it's fine. Thanks for that. So, military units. So I can upgrade you immediately, and it's not even very expensive. Let's just increase the immediate apparent strength of our military, hoping that the numbers will make the AI reluctant to make a move on me. But we're probably also gonna have to start building military units. I'm gonna have to step out of the city to make that happen, but that's fine. Actually, that's fine. We don't need those troops to maintain peace anymore. Something tells me there's not a giant squid here. I don't want to dismiss the hard work of the people who make our maps, but I think that there is an error on this map. Something, it doesn't feel right. So next turn we could city, but I really don't think it's a good idea. Oh, beautiful. Cha it's just barely not adjacent to any of Pink's territory. That actually could not have worked out better. A lot of things are working out pretty well for us on this front over here. All right, organized warfare, potentially pretty useful in the near future, it seems like. You know, we're just trying to be ready, is all. You having fun there, Blue? Just really scouting the hell out of that river. So I do wish these boats had a little bit more vision. We could have pulled all the way into the bay there. I don't know necessarily that I think it would have been valuable to do so. Although, that said, I am going to do it over here now. We'll pull all the way in there. And then, like, fortifications, I think, makes a lot of sense. Minus money on all resource... Or, minus resource money cost when buying a resource through trade. It's a little bit later than I might have liked. We don't have 2 horses. Let's take a second here and look at this. What is the next most important thing? I mean, fortifications gives me those 20 strength citizens in case we do get attacked. 20 is still pretty bad, though. Plus combat strength for my units. You know what? It's a fast research. We need 5 more for that 3rd scientist star. All right, and we're getting pretty close to the money star. We are merely a turn or 2 off of. Yeah, we're getting our districts up. Okay. We are moving through quickly. Yeah, trade with blue has been very good for us so far. We cannot afford this, but I can just get a pretty significant. Yeah, that's over a turn worth of research. So really important to make sure you are not just close to your neighbors, but actively trading with them. All right, cool. Cool, even more fame. We're not doing so well on the fame like income rate, so I wish this was like a little bit bigger and more physically impressive, you know. It's fine, I guess. So if I have you throw in on this, you get a turn off of it. That's probably not. I think that's probably not worth doing. Let's build stuff in this city instead. And by stuff, of course, I mean, I gotta move you over. And maybe I should consider building a garrison as well if blue's gonna menace me, but let's build bodies first. So we should be able to get. Do I want to buy these out? Like. Okay, we'll merge you into that. That's a real army. I might have these scouts go out to sea or something. Like maybe we put more bodies over on that other continent because, you know, we're only going to be able to explore it so fast as things are. All right, well, we've reached the point where this being a deep water ship may be relevant again. Nope, forest is obstructing view. So we don't really have a good sense of a good settling point, right? Also worth noting, this district not actually adjacent to Sayagor. So if we want to build a city somewhere and attach it here, we kind of have to do it in this region. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and spend some influence. Nowhere here is particularly relevant, I guess. So it's gonna loot all of the tiles within 3 of it, right? So building it like here makes a lot of sense. I think it's within 3. You can see the water exploitation. Oh no, it looks like it's within 2. Okay. So this is the trade port that was created by the trade route that came off of this immediately. I think I do just build right over top of that. All right, and then we're going to do the same thing over here. It is way better to spend influence on this stuff. Yeah, 510 for the city. Way better to spend influence on this stuff. Let's get this first. Yeah, we are making influence, or we are making cash like crazy off of all of these purchases. And then over here, It's a little bit less obvious, I think. Like, that's pretty good. Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay. Hey. Hostile mercenaries. Where did y'all come from? I don't know. I don't know where all that came from. So we're getting culturally influenced by the damn Franks. There's not a lot we can do about that, unfortunately. Their culture output is just like... Yeah, everybody's cultural output is so much higher than mine. Well, I mean, you know, +4 ain't that impressive. I guess it's not a big deal as long as people don't actually want to declare war on me. But the moment people want to declare war on me, it becomes a real problem, right? So...
Tell me about yourself.
Speaking of things that we do to try to ward off that potentiality. Okay, I can't afford to buy any of the stuff I don't have from you. I don't want to buy access to your strategics, I don't think. What about yellow?
How can I help you?
Sovereign. It's a little desperate, I think. Okay, it's too expensive as well. Silk would be... Yeah, silk would be alright. Okay. That's fine. We'll just do without for the moment. I'm going to buy out this Shotalai, and then that one will get done automatically. And then we have a real army of real relatively modern units if they want to make it a situation. And perhaps even more important than them being relatively modern is them being actual combat units from the combat unit track, and as such upgradable into further combat units. Okay. We are good at astronomy. This is the thing. We can militarize this knowledge to get +2 vision range on 14 units. We do a little bit of science investment. This pushes us toward collectivism, which is awkward. +2 vision range on our units is actually... This is like a uniquely relevant moment for that, right? I think I want that because we really want to make sure that we're finding the good settling locations here.
Off we go.
Wow, is this all one big mountain range? Okay, there's a source of salt up there. Well... This seems like a bad region. But I kind of think we got to get this down. Like, we got to start generating culture out here so that we can push back on the Frankish culture a little bit before it completely consumes all of my my outposts and they start demanding that those outposts be ceded to them, because I think that would be a real problem. And, like, obviously there's better locations, but you know, we'll get more cities up. We have more city cap. Oh, right, we have roads. I was like, why is this unit so much faster than it used to be? But yeah, that'll do it. So, like, do I want to get you in the water and get you over here as well? I kind of think so. I think let's do it. You all just live here. This is really awkward. There's a lot of rocks along this shoreline. So what are we building in Sidon? I mean, it's got to be our emblematics, right? We gotta get this stuff going. Continue generating money. Continue generating faith. Yeah, that's pretty good. It upgrades both of those minor districts. And we could probably wait on the next thing until we are closer. We're not going to get this done in time for it to matter. So, like, what makes sense next? Well, I mean, we definitely want to prepare for feudalism. So I guess that is an inclination or a good reason to go that way. Oh, but the theater and the library are both extremely high value buildings for us. We need more sources of influence. Continuing to build emblematic districts, obviously, also very important. Got to get to 65 for the next thing. All right. Let's get the outpost down for this city and then maybe call the episode there. So I'm going to get a little bit more vision of this area. Benefits. What is this currently? So, minus industry cost, plus combat strength on unit actually is a good thing, but this dramatically lowers our influence output, which is bad. I am being ransacked. Which is like pretty bad, right? If that gets completely ransacked out, I think it's devastatingly bad, in fact. I think it just deletes it. So we are in fact going to put this down right here, and I'm gonna make this an outpost and then connect the turn before they would finish that. All right, so that is just called a civic backlash. We're not even pretending that it's a good thing. Should religious rights be communal or personal? Well, a reduction in the cost of religious districts is a little... The meaning of this is a bit murky. Oh, hold on. We can't do this right now. I need to make absolutely certain I have enough influence for the stuff we're going to do over on the other island, so I'm not spending influence on stuff right now. We have to say no to this, right? My culture is already a problem. Like, my influence output's already a problem. We cannot afford... Yeah, I don't think we can afford to do that. But, like, if I say no... Well, you know, it's going to apply the defiant status. And the defiant status is already present. Will it stack again? I mean, I guess if it does, we haven't built the any of the fountain stuff here. Let's refuse and see. No, it just reset the duration. Okay, so if your cities are in a place where you can just eat 50 stability debuff, you don't actually have to worry about this stuff at all. Unfortunately, at least in the capital, that is likely to remain the case.
Follow me. Blades in the water.
Okay, that could be something good. And down here, we can sail around the rocks a little bit. So yeah, we'll get some better stuff up eventually, but we have to get on the table here. Okay, so I think this is what we're going to call it for this episode. We are an invisibly small amount away from the second merchant star here. We're also pushing toward this pretty quickly. We're actually gaining population pretty quickly now with the new outposts and stuff. So this star is not off the table, but we are definitely falling behind pretty badly. I mean, I say that we're falling behind the leader pretty badly. We are in 5th. It's not a nightmare, but we saw this happen last game, and my assumption was that this would be happening this game to an even greater extent than it has been so far. So honestly, I don't know, I'm feeling okay about it. I think that's going to be it for us for today, though, and thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, we are formally expanding onto a new continent and hopefully just grabbing up a really huge amount of land before anybody else even knows that it's here. And we'll see you then.